Alrighty, got another final table commentary coming on up. Scoop 2021 10K main event. 2-card game. I'll get to the 4-card game, but I'm going to start with the 2-card game. The one that I know a little bit about. We got quite a few deep stacks here, eh? No wonder this video looks to be 2.5 hours long. Hopefully it should be a little bit quicker for you. Think we'll just try to keep it all in one take. Don't cut nothing up. KZHH is going to start things off with a pair of 8s. With the open-ended straight draw, we'll just check it back. Queen on the turn. We'll give Miss Oracle top pair and the lead. Still plenty of outs for KZHH. Any 5, any 10. A deuce is not it. 8 would give Miss Oracle a straight. And Miss Oracle just take it F, goes check check on the river. No surprises there. Could have seen a bet on the flop from KZHH, but probably didn't want to get it check raised. Could still call, but it's very fine just to check it back on the flop there. And then to go for a little bit of protection and value on the turn makes sense too. Miss Oracle just so happened to have top pair. Kaju here, one of our shorties. 33 bigs. Bets 2 into the pot here on the flop with a silly little flush draw. Backdoor straight draw that doesn't come in. 31 big blinds behind. That 2.1 million looks juicy out there for them. A spade on the river will do. Gahan Mock. Not too happy about the spade on the river. Will still bet very tiny, so not afraid. Interesting bet on the river, just basically giving themselves a price that they want to pay. 7 of spades still will make a call. And Hand Mock sees the bad news. So they're sitting there, 92 bigs, pretty good spot. One of our deep stacks. One of the deepest, flop and top pair. Beowulf, 51 bigs. Danny, sitting in second with 109. Tuddy, 23. Oh, look at this. 23, Tuddy, 23. Sitting there with 23 bigs. Surely I could have said something a little bit more fun there. Feel like there's some puns or some sort of rhymes that I could have got out with that name and that stack. But instead I'm just going to say a lot of words that are meaningless. Gahan Mock, making a boat on the river, looking to go for a little value. King High. Interesting board. Hearts miss. Hard to find bluffs other than hearts on the river there. Do-ga-do-do. Miss Oracle attacking Danny's big blind. Beowulf might come along with 8-9 suited, but in the small blind it's a weird position, so they're just going to let it go. Jareth under the gun, 64 bigs. 8 deuce suited, lets it go, of course. Just needed to say their name. We also got Wattenlos, 48 bigs. One of our middling stacks, even though they are in third last. That's interesting. Tuddy, our only real shorty. And I'm going to think about the payouts for a second. About 25k. If somebody busts, it's a 10k buy-in. So when you think about it in buy-ins, 2.5 buy-ins, that's not many. Whereas if we bust, even if we bust just 3 players, you'll get 12 buy-ins, maybe even 13. That's quite the big difference. So those middling stacks, it's going to be real interesting, whereas they're still going to want to fight for first place, and they still have the chips to fight for first place. So it's like they're not going to go away into the night quietly. Danny here, 3-betting King 5 suited. We're going to go to a flop. Gahan Mock just calls Ace King suited. Interesting play. Could have went for the 4-bet. We're super deep, so you could also just go to a flop. 1 spade for Danny. Backdoor straight draw, they're going to fire away with the overcard too. Gahan Mock coming along. Gonna have a really weird time. Well, Danny checks back the turn, so that's comfortable. He could still have, Danny could have jacks, a pair of tens here. Maybe not. Maybe he's checking back the flop with a pair of tens. Could have some king queen maybe. Queen jack. The suited varieties probably. So Cahan Mock might fold on the river here. The check back doesn't look super weak. Danny won't fire again though, so Cahan Mock will take the pot. Blinds go up. Cahan Mock at 99 bigs. So everybody was looking pretty deep. I don't know why I forgot about blinds going up. Well, let's see. Kaju at 34. Watnos at 40 and Beowulf at 45 still have wiggle room. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for Kaju, whereas they probably only have 1 or 2 pots where they can play some runouts. KZHH with Jack 5. Thankfully no 5 comes on the turn. Just sitting there with the middle pair and a shitty kicker. Blocking straight draws. 5 is probably a horrific card to have. The short stack's bombing away on an ace-high board. There's a flush draw and straight draws out there, so who knows what happens. Jack 5 makes a call in the turn. 9.5, how many is 3 million chips would be 10 bigs. So we got about 14 out there. Teddy will just check and take the pot. With top pair and the shitty kicker. I mean, it's a nice spot for them to pick up a few chips off a big stack. KZHH giving them some action. So now I'm going to try to make some predictions here. What the heck do I foresee happening? Cahan Mock on the big stack. That's a very scary situation there. Miss Oracle to the right. That's a very fun pick too. KZHH, of course. With the flush draw here. It's a very shitty 8 of spades. They might just ditch it on the turn. Top 2 pairs good for Beowulf. I'm not too familiar with Beowulf, Danny, Tuddy, Jareth, or Kaju. So, if I'm being honest, it would be fun to see one of them just run over the final table. I've seen that before, and I think that's how I recognize Calix. There's this one final table where they were, I believe, deep stack with about 3 or 4 other players sitting around 60 big blinds. And I was thinking somebody else was going to run over the table, and then Calix just took the whole frickin' final table, swept it. I don't have the words to describe it anymore. It was just like a crazy final table. It was a beautiful run. Every pot seemed to go their way. Surely they were running good too, you know, but playing beautiful game of cards. So I like to see that when I don't know somebody and then they just sweep the final table. Tuddy seems to be still getting after it, our short stack. Ooh, that would be fun, eh? Tuddy coming in. Last place, making top pair here. Miss Oracle with an overpair to the 4 and 5. Could always call. You don't expect too many 4s and 5s in Tuddy's range, though. Ace 5 and Ace 4. Like I can't imagine he's opening King 5 suited. 5-6 suited. Are you still opening that off the short stack? It's a weird thing, eh? Probably not. Miss Oracle also just finds the fold there on the turn with the 6s. So of those players, it looks like Jareth would have the easiest time coming back. I'm just looking. KZHH is not an easy player to push around, so Jareth wouldn't have a fun time in the small blind. Or on the button into Watnos' big blind. Holy shit. Okay, so Jareth just has the stack. Ah, man, maybe Tuddy. The way they're playing off the short stack, they do find themselves out of the basement. Not for long, though, as Kaju's flopping top pair. Beowulf with jack shit. Will just be a little pot for Kaju. Looks like it will put him ahead of Tuddy there for the time being. So a couple of our shorties are picking up a few pots, which is nice to see. Jareth with ace king here. Miss Oracle with ace queen suited. Just playing call, nicely done. Very scary. You could put in the 3-bet, but you would expect Jareth is going to be pretty tight opening up from early position, and he's even going to check over top pair, top kicker on a pretty wet board. Miss Oracle turning the nuts. Very sneaky nuts with the ace queen. Jareth is still playing check here with top pair, top kicker. It's going to be hard to fold the turn. The nuts again for Miss Oracle, just a different variety with the clubs coming in. Surely I think that will scare away Jareth, as there's a one-liner to a queen. Clubs complete. Miss Oracle has it all. Was a very nice check on the flop and check on the turn from Jareth. Just like Miss Oracle not 3-betting pre-flop, Jareth says, I don't want to bloat this pot really. Miss Oracle will take that one. And with that being said, Miss Oracle in third place. I think Miss Oracle is going to be my pick. Gahan Mock is not, it's not a fun person to have to your left. All those chips, but you know what? After that ace queen call pre-flop, Miss Oracle is going to be on another level here today in this 10K main event. Wattenlos with the set will take it on the flop. Unfortunately, no action there. Ace 10 suited will get another chance, but doesn't look like they're going to get any action. The blinds are not bad. Take down some antes, give you a chance to sit around for a little bit longer. Ace and a 4 for Beowulf. Nope, not this time. KZHH getting a walk, getting a little bit of respect in the big blind with the big stack, and being a terrifying player to open up into. Queen 4 limping in from the small blind. Wattenlos with deuce 4 will just check it back. Jack 8 6 flop, a bet, will take it for KZ. Can mock Queen Jack. Gonna think about this for a second. Will find the open. Jareth with ace 9 suited in the cutoff. What do we do? Interesting spot. You would expect to be ahead of can mock. You don't really want to call, even though this is a calling hand. Jareth does say, well, yeah, I don't really want to call, even though this looks like it might be a calling hand. Let's just use it as a 3-bet bluff, and it will get through. Don't have to go to the flop. Danny lets go the ace. Tutty with jacks. Kaju with ace queen suited. I don't know what the hell to do here. We get a call from KZ, so maybe we 3-bet now, and we could just jam. There's the all-in from Kaju. Tutty with jacks. What the hell do we do here now? Gonna see a lot of ace king. Gonna see some ace queen suited and some overpairs. There's diamonds. Queen on the turn will do. Tutty does find a way out the door, unfortunately. Nothing wrong they did there. Getting it in with pocket jacks. He's in last place, so he needs the chips. He needs to fight for first. And had he won, he would have had some 50 big blinds. That would be a pretty seat to have. Ahead of Wattenlos, ahead of Jareth, ahead of Beowulf. Instead, Kaju wins the pot. And that's just as it would be nice for Tutty. Kaju sitting there with 67 bigs. Ahead of all those players I had mentioned. And again, if he just sits around and waits, picks up a few pots here and there, he could win himself some 20 buy-ins. And if all 3 bust, that's more like 30. Oh no, still 20, my bad. Bad at math. He tried. He did some calculations, but he was bad at math. Wattenlos, ace and a jack, raising it up. Kaju with queen 10 suited, thinking about it. Wouldn't have mind seeing a raise, but Kaju's gonna play call. 4s come along in the small blind. Ace high board. Backdoor hearts for Kaju, but depends on the size, right? Could get priced right on out. Ooh, this is a very difficult size. You'd hope it'd either be smaller or bigger. Kaju thinks about it for a minute and says, well, I guess I'm priced out. Could draw to the jack, could draw to the backdoor hearts, but not this time. Beowulf on the button, let's go queen 10. Interesting, gonna tighten on up, being in last place, I suppose. Could always just wait for Jareth to bust, could wait for Wattenlos to bust. I recently watched the final table with Wattenlos, and he was the shorty, and he frickin' tightened right the hell up. He just hung on out there for the ladders. This is a bigger spot. I don't know. You might tighten on up to the max, because I don't think we've heard from Wattenlos yet. No, there was a few pots, my bad. It'll be interesting to see. Off the 47 playable big blind stack. 47 bigs. Casey in the big with the ace queen suited. Hopefully he doesn't look to get this in pre for 40 bigs. Would be a huge pot. Beowulf opens ace queen. Danny thought about 3-betting with the king that's suited again. Nicely done. Casey just calls. 10-8-5 flop. 1 diamond for Casey. Backdoor straight draw. 2 overs for Beowulf. Queen on the turn. The final table of ace queen beating ace king, I suppose. Providing there's no king or jack on the river. Nope, a 4 is not it. Clubs complete. Beowulf with no club, no pair. He could always call. What gets there? Jack 9 gets there. 9-7 misses. 6-7 gets there. Oof. Nice fold by Beowulf. Once you start to talk out what gets there and what misses. And then ace king, it's a weird hand. You would really want to have some blockers there, I think. You could have ace 7 suited if you want to call down with an ace high. Doesn't seem like a reasonable thing to do, but anyways, we move along. Both players with king 10. Nobody picks up a flush draw on the turn. Danny in position with the bigger stack will get Wattenlos to fold. Not too surprising there. Beowulf with pocket 9s. Raise it on up. Will be fun to see what KZ does here. Playable king queen O. He's going to put in the 3-bet. I was going to say, do you really want to call? And do you want to fold? Nope, you don't want to fold. Calling, it's like okay, I suppose. I like the raise though. King queen suited. I like calling a little bit more. And the 3-bet also sounds like fun. Beowulf with the top set. Hopefully slow plays. Very dry board. KZ picks up top pair on the turn. There's a few draws out there. There's a jack 10 suited. Hearts. King jack. I wonder if he's got king jack suited. Maybe so, maybe not. Doesn't really matter. Beowulf's got the middle set now. Or second set. Jams it all in. I think KZ might find a fold here. This looks ridiculously strong. It's going to be about 6 million into... Okay, well the price is great. If we're being honest, the price is great. He could have a straight draw with a flush draw. Ooh, boy, this is a difficult decision. So I hope he folds. I actually don't know if he will. Once I start talking it out, 6 million into 23. You do not have to be right often. So he does find the call on the end. He was dead, drawing completely dead. Huge pot for Beowulf. Nice slow play on the flop there. And we like the aggression from KZHH. Just unfortunate this time. Just like that, Kahanmok sits around, waits for some cards, finds himself in first place as KZ loses a pot. Miss Oracle trying to get the better 8 high, or I guess Kaju had 9 high. The better 8x to fold. Boop a doop boop. I mean, it's pretty easy to do that blind on blind. I think it was a king or queen high board, whichever one of those Broadway cards it was. Jareth with ace king is going to stick in the 3-bet. Danny, who's been quiet, wakes up with the aces. If he slow plays, Jareth can get away from this at some point, potentially without making a pair. If he jams, gonna be hard to fold ace king. You will 4-bet. Non all in 4-bet. I mean, that kind of reeks of aces and kings, doesn't it? Queens are potentially in there too. Or some ace king as well. Would that just jam? I don't know. No, there's no outs here at all for Jareth. Jareth is just out in 8th. That's a damn shame. So Danny back over 100 bigs. Nice job by them. I mean, all he did was really wake up with aces and your opponent had an ace king, but still. Nice job hanging out. What do we got going on here? Really nothing. Danny might look to put some pressure on. We'll see how he's going to play the small blind with the big stack. Gonna start things off with limp. Okay. Top and bottom pair for KZHH. Slow play it. Ooh, he fast plays it. Danny with jack high is gonna have to fold. What would a 3-bet do? Fold. Oh my lord, 3-bet comes in. Danny with the big stack. Alright. Ace on the turn. Hopefully Danny just gives up now. Check on the turn very quickly. That kind of indicates a give up. Although ace 7 might just check as well. So it doesn't necessarily indicate a give up. Maybe ace 7 just continues to bomb away. Who knows? We won't know this time. That was fun to see though, Danny. Way to get after it. 3-bet on the flop. Ace high board. With jack high. Did he even have the backdoor straights? Ace, yeah, he did. He did have a backdoor straight draw. 8-10. Miss Oracle, our hero. In second place, we'll take a pot. I did not really see what happened there. I was too busy thinking about the previous hand. KZHH. This time we'll play call with the King Queen O. Facing the bigger stack, Danny. Flop and top pair. Danny is putting the foot on the gas. 6-3 suited. Without that big stack, probably isn't opening it. Even in the cutoff. You know what? Danny's doing a good job of giving on up. So he'll put in his streets of aggression and then give the heck up and is just done with it. Don't you dare use your suited king again for a 3-bet. Not this time. Beowulf off 64. Ace king suited. Here comes a 3-bet. Nope. Miss Oracle comes along to the flop. 8-3-3. Good thing there's no diamonds. Just a fold from the queen high. Beowulf with ace king again. KZHH with 5-4 suited. Just lets it go. Miss Oracle with 7s in the small blind comes along. Jack 6-4 flop. Ace king checks back. 7's got to feel pretty comfy here, going for 1/3 pot size bet. We'll just take it down on the turn there. Not too bad for Miss Oracle's pocket 7s. KZHH with the pocket 8s again. King 9 flop. Bet and a take it. Looks like a board that KZ will take almost always. I believe Beowulf had ace high. So it's pretty good news for the pair of 8s just to clean up all the equity on the flop there. Miss Oracle opens ace 10. Let's see a jack on the turn, dealer. If Kahan Mock bets... Oh, thank you. Jack on the turn, dealer. Don't you dare put out another jack, though. Don't you dare. How big is this? At least 2/3 from Miss Oracle. 10 of hearts. That might slow... Nope. one-liner to the ace or 9. Hearts get there. Okay, yeah. Once you talk it out, king jack might be a fold. Pretty small bet by Miss Oracle. Pretty milky. And Kahan Mock folds. That's an unfortunate river. At least we got the jack on the turn. That was kind of cool. And jack's in the big blind for KZ. What the heck do we do? Facing the short stack. Early position raise. He does just call and flops top set. Kaju takes a stab with the king 10 suited. Backdoor flush draw. Backdoor straight draw. Flush draw pops up on the turn. Could check it back. 8-9 gets there. 4-3 makes it straight. 8-4 as well, but maybe that folds pre-flop unless it's suited. Pretty big bet from Kaju. KZHH might want to charge Kaju to draw. Might try to get some value from the overpairs. Ace jack if you got it. 4 more million to go into about 15. Kaju says I will draw. Queen on the river, not a diamond. KZ checks it over. Kaju might bluff here. Don't you dare do it, buddy. It'd be a bad time to bluff. Not with the diamonds. Oh, he's all in. How do you fold jacks here? He's never folding jacks. Shows him the bad news. So Kaju took the rope once he was given it. Oh no, we just left in 7th. That's a damn shame. I mean, I like to see bluffs. Just KZHH had the set. Not gonna fold that. Both players with a pair of 10s and a straight draw. Interesting stuff. 3 on the turn changes nothing. Does it go check check? Miss Oracle could still draw or charge the draws. And he is beating Queen 10. Interesting value bet. If he gets called, like, amazing value bet, right? Pretty big sizing, 3 million. 3 million into 9. He's just gonna clean up all the equity there. KZHH raising it up. Ace and a 9, blocking the hearts. Gonna take a little stab. About a third. Miss Oracle with the heart as well. They'll just fold King 8 there. Move along. Keep that comfortable second place position. Boom, 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 boom. Danny, Queen 10 suited. This could be a 3-bet. Also could be a call. We like bets though, so here comes the 3-bet. Beowulf, Beowulf, coming along to the flop. Ace, Ace 10, 2 clubs. Pretty stupid for the King, Queen of Hearts. Very small bet by Danny. Beowulf says, ah, shit, I can't really draw here. Ooh, Wattenlos with Ace King. KZ's gonna bloat the pot for him. Beowulf with kings in the big blind. Cold 4-bet's gonna look very strong, but Ace King I think is still gonna get on in there for Wattenlos. Probably an all-in. There it is. Gonna need an ace. Good ace. Nope. Huge pot for Beowulf. I mean, hasn't really just been hanging out. They've had some good cards, if we're being fair. Usually some suited broadways. They're picking wise hands to go with, but they're still staying active. Seeing quite a bit of Beowulf. One of those players I wasn't too familiar with at the beginning. And we get to see them kind of put their foot on the gas. 88 bigs. Danny as well. It's been fun to see. Lots of 3-betting. And again with reasonable holdings, doing it reasonably, not getting too aggressive, even finding spots that I might go for a 3-bet. They just say, actually, this one's a little bit too wide. We'll just find a fold. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Miss Oracle in the big will bump up King Queen O and get it through the limp. Queens and Ace King, eh? 62 bigs deep. This could get in pre. Kahan Mok also has shown us this willingness to go to the post flop. There comes the 3-bet. Danny can 4-bet or call. Plays call. Alright. Poker stars, don't you dare put out a queen. Although a queen of diamonds is pretty scary, so it's the queen of hearts we're really sweating. Do. 5 of spades on the turn. Can mock. Any ace king queen will do. We'll check the turn. 15 million just about. Stack to pot ratio right around 1-to-1. Danny is probably going to want some protection here with their queens. Just kidding, says Danny. Danny very confident here. Gonna leave room for bluffing on the river. 41 bigs. I feel like Kahan Mok can just move along. It's unfortunate they're gonna lose about 20 here. Danny, let's go for value. Kahan Mok beats Ace Queen, King Queen. Would an Ace Jack go for value here on the river? I think so. Queens are going for value. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pair of jacks go for value on the river as well. Considering things went check on the turn. Queen 9 makes a straight, but this is a 3-bet pot. Probably not going to see too much Queen 9 suited even. Miss Oracle with 2 overs, backdoor flush draw, taking a stab on the flop. Very tiny though. Beowulf's flush draw, it's no problem coming along. Do. 3 to a straight, but only 1 card to come. Miss Oracle looks to be giving on up. Beowulf thinking about trying to rep a pair of 5s or something, and it works. Very tiny bet on the river. Miss Oracle quickly folds the king high. That's a darn shame. But nicely done by Beowulf, you know? Boop-a-doo-doo. I'll say it one more time. Beowulf is kind of putting on a show. And Danny as well. Putting their foot on the gas. We'll see what he does with the 8 high flush draw. 6 on the turn. That's a boat. Looks like a card Danny will lead a lot. 6 or the 3. Very good leading cards. 6 is probably best. Miss Oracle with a boat. We'll just play call. Ace on the river. Not the best for Danny to continue firing, but 8 high might feel like it needs to. Danny has shown the willingness to pull the trigger, and as well has shown a great job of just slowing down. Wow. Takes a little stab on the board pairing turn. Sees a horrific river. Says, you know what, I'm done with the pot here. Miss Oracle with a boat will still take the 9 million chip pot. 94 bigs, tying them on up with Danny. Alrighty, Roo. So we still have plenty of chips to throw around here. 5-handed. Kahan Mok. Queen 10 suited, gonna look to get back in it, but you know what? Beowulf says Ace 7-0. Let's go. Putting in the big 3-bet. And Kahan Mok has to fold the playable hand. Damn it. Ace 7-0, are you serious, Beowulf? Nice aggressive play there. King 6 in the small blind, sorry. 3.5x. Miss Oracle comes along with 8-10, pairing the 8. Backdoor flush draw for KZ and the overcard. We'll start things off with the 3rd pot size bet. Picking up a straight draw on the turn. Interesting stuff. Who knows if he should keep firing? He says, yes, I'm going to. Miss Oracle, what do we do? I want to see calls. 4 on the river. Wouldn't be surprised to see a give up or just a huge bomb from KZ. Either one. Either one's possible. Miss Oracle will just check back and win a nice pot. 104 bigs in first place now. But I suppose we're still going to see a lot of swinging of chips. Beowulf 84 in 4th place. That's a lot of chips. Escahan Mox rips the ace queen from the big. We'll just take down the pot pre. 6s on the button for Miss Oracle. What do we do? Coming along. King high board. Looks good for KZ. Miss Oracle could get sticky though. 9 on the turn. There's a lot of draws out there. We'll see if KZHH takes the queen 10 as well. I was going to start listing out all the draws, and if we're going to use queen 10 without the flush draw as well, we've got a lot of bluffs. Queen jack, queen 10. The hearts, the spades. My bad, I forgot the board already. As we see a 3-bet pot, Beowulf, king 9 suited, putting some pressure on KZHH. Checks over the ace high board, very interesting. 7 million chips out there. Jack on the turn. KZ is blocking king 10. And if Beowulf has king 9, surely he has king 10. I think the 9s are just looking to beat pocket 8s. Or some king high. What king high could he have? Looks like king 9 beats nothing there, if we're being honest, on an ace queen jack board. Ace queen jack 9. There's nothing king 9's gonna beat in a 3-bet pot. Like maybe pocket 8s. I'm just thinking 7s, do they call? I suppose they're real deep, so there could still be a few more of those pocket pairs, maybe even low as 5s or 6s. Because we are some 80 bigs deep. Or were. Ace queen is in a pickle. And again, we're super deep, so like what the hell do you do here 5-handed? Go to a flop. That's what we like to see. 3-bet pots. 9-9-3. KZ with the pre-flop aggression will continue to tell the story. Ace queen's probably calling 1. Oh, and it's not going to fold now. Unless he goes bet all in or something on the river. And even then, ace queen's probably going to find the call. 3 on the river. What do? We bet. Ace queen bet. Ace queen bet for value. Hard to get called here, but like maybe pocket jacks, maybe pocket 10s. This is a 3-bet pot. Maybe 10s are calling pre. I'm just starting to think about these pots a little bit differently because I haven't really seen too many deep stacked 5-way battles. Not like this, and it seems to be a slower tournament. It's main event. Probably going to be some time for these players to wiggle around. Boom, 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 boom. Beowulf getting a walk. I see an ace and a jack that's suited. KZ opening king 10. Oh. We're going 3 ways to a flop. 9-8-3. Huh. Straight draw for Dan. Miss Oracle still in the lead with ace jack. Queen on the turn. Weird card for KZ. Feels like you should have more than a straight draw to a jack. I guess you got the over to the queen, so he does overbet the pot. Miss Oracle folds ace jack, and we move along. How do you call an overbet with ace jack? Got some stupid draw. Stupid straight draw. Anyways. Queen 9 suited gonna do something here. Puts in the 2-bet. The check raise. Miss Oracle with a flush draw and a straight draw to a 9. Deuce is one hell of a brick. Queen 9 in a weird spot. Checks it over. Miss Oracle needs a 9, a club, or a 7. 5 is not it. What do we do here with queen 9? We check it on over, hoping to beat some sort of club draw, which you do beat. You do beat the club draw. Big bet by Miss Oracle, though. Nicely done. Way to fire away on the river after KZ slows down. And I like to check back on the turn, too. Pretty sneaky. Do-ka-do-do. Do-ka-do-do-do. Would have been cool to see a double check raise from KZHH in that situation. Probably wouldn't have happened, though. Queen 8 suited on the button. We'll just take it down pre. What's going on? 10-9-0. Are you going to play? 96 bigs. Why the hell not? King Knight suited for hand mock. Looks like a 3-betting hand. There it is. And we'll see a couple folds. Hand mock up to about 40 big blinds. 7s in the big for Dan will come along. King high board. That's no fun. 2 overcards to the 3 and deuce. KZ could have ace 3, ace deuce. Could have diamonds. Could have a wheel draw. Deuce on the turn. KZ could still have something like 9s or 8s. Maybe those check back the flop. Maybe not. You know, there's a flush draw and plenty of straight draws out there. 9 on the river. Danny's saying the 7s could be good still. And we'll see it go check, check on the river. Do. 3 and a 5. Don't do it. Check. Danny. 3 and a 6 with the spade draw and the draw to the 8. We'll take it with a bet on the turn. Queen and a jack for a hand mock. What do? We raise it on up. Go to a flop. Ace high board, that's our flop. Take a stab, getting it not through. Uh-oh, what do we do when he calls? Uh-oh, we pick up a straight draw. Alright, bombs away. Overcard to the 9 and 7 is the 10. 8-10 makes a straight, so maybe Cahan mock. Wait, no, 8-jack makes a straight. Did I say 8-10? 8-10 makes a pair. Anyways, Cahan mock checks back the turn, bombs away on the 10 river, and Miss Oracle folds the 9. Wow, already Rue. Getting some respect there on the river. Queen and an ace. In the small blind, we'll raise it on up. Danny with a playable king jack suited. This will be telling to see if we're going to go to flop. Very quickly we do. Miss Oracle flopping the nut flush draw. 3 straight cards for Danny. King jack 10, 2 overs, 3 flush board. Probably not playing. Even facing the tiny bet, he still comes along and makes a pair. Danny not afraid of Miss Oracle. I suppose that's fun to note. Making a pair and the flush completes the 4 flush on the turn. Danny finds the fold. So again, nice play by Danny. Still coming along when he has some outs. He's not completely dead on the flop, just not looking good at all. Still making nice folds though, as both players here with a pair of 9s. And a strong pair of 9s at that. It goes check check on the flop. Good thing there's no overcard. I want to see action. King 9 suited. Going for quite the size on the turn, about 2/3. Oh, king on the river, that's pretty rude. Miss Oracle with ace 9 is gonna have a hard time folding. Jack 10 misses, queen jack misses. 7-5 is a straight, so would he have like some 7-4 suited? He's in the small blind. Probably not gonna have too much random bullshit. So I would lean more towards hoping he has jack 10. Big bet, and Miss Oracle does find the fold. Nicely done on the river there. Sneakily checks back the flop. Gets a safe turn. Calls the bet. Bad river. Folds. Pretty sneaky by Miss Oracle with the ace 9. That's a hard player to get some chips from right there. Beowulf with the jack and an 8. calling a raise pre. Danny with a pair of fives. Taking a stab on the 10-5-3 flop. Probably getting it through. Jack 8. Okay, we come along. Has one over and backdoor straight draws. Interesting stuff. King on the turn. 2 pair for Dan. Surely Beowulf is giving up. Overbet. Surely we're giving up. We got Jack 8. Not too sure what we're thinking about here. Beowulf does find the fold. You know what? Eyes were just away from the screen. Or he's thinking, hey, what do you have? Not thinking about calling, but just still thinking about the hand. I've certainly been there plenty of times where you're going to fold no matter what, but you have to think about what they're doing still because your mind's still going through this complex battle. Let it play out in your head and then eventually fold. Makes sense. Miss Oracle taking a stab on the 10-10-8 flop. A raise from the 3 of a kind will just get through. Do. Beowulf with pocket 4s. Raising it up. And he faces a 3-bet from Dan. King, Queen, O. Beowulf folds a pocket pair and we move along. Miss Oracle with ace and a king. We should go to a flop here. Probably going to call in the big blind. We'll see if he puts in a raise though. Nope, just a call. 10-10-4 flop. About a quarter from Miss Oracle. King high comes along. Ace on the turn. Beowulf has a straight draw to a queen, but that's probably not enough to do anything here. Even facing a tiny bet. King on the river. Miss Oracle checks on the ace river, so we could have some pairs of 8s, 9s, maybe even jacks and queens. Although those might go for some more value. Who knows? Miss Oracle puts in the raise on the river here. Pair of kings for Beowulf. Blocks the boat. Blocks the straight. Queen jack. Blocks ace king. Wouldn't be surprised to see a call, but Beowulf does find another nice fold. Alrighty, Roo. So another difficult player to get chips from. Puts in a very tiny 800k bet on the turn. Or sorry, river. Trying to get called by some of those pocket pairs I had mentioned that might check back the turn. Interesting. Danny with the straight draw. Miss Oracle with a better straight draw. 9 on the river, that will do for Dan. Miss Oracle blocks Jack 10. You wouldn't expect a 6 to check it over to you. Maybe it would. 1-9 or 2-6. Miss Oracle does eventually just find the check back. Very nicely done. Just move along. The chips just keep flying back and forth. Danny pretty well tied up with Miss Oracle, putting in a 3-bet with King 9 suited. It's been the favorable 3-betting hand so far. It's doing a good job of getting ace highs away from the pot. Beowulf, Jack and a 9 have the same suit. 3-betting hand, also a calling hand for KZHH. Plays call this time. King high board, no hearts. Beowulf checks. Wow, difficult to get a chip out of these players. Overbet on the turn with the straight draw and the flush draw. Any 3 or club, but the Jack 9's not coming along. Ooh, jacks, but probably not getting any action. Danny says discipline fold with the ace deuce. We move along. Queen jack for Dan. Cahan mock. With nothing. I don't know why I thought they were going to open. Or call, sorry. Cahan mock. Pocket 10s will put in the 2.2 raise from the button. Danny with an ace. It's a stupid ace deuce. Could put in the raise here, try to win the pot pre. There's the 3-bet from the big. 10s kind of feel like a jam. Cahan mock could call and go to a flop. But 10s do feel like a jam. Probably not loving life, but hoping to take down the pot pre most of the time. Danny does show up with ace deuce O. Probably gonna have quite a few 3-bets from the big that you can just take down. And then, of course, every once in a while, you run into the aces or kings, queens, and jacks, of course, too. Sometimes you're flipping against ace king. That's just life. Do. Pair of sevens hang on there in the flop or on the flop. On the turn, facing an overbet. This is way too difficult for them to continue. Nicely done by Beowulf. King high board. It does look like they're bored to win. But Beowulf has done a good job of picking away. We've seen a lot of nice folds. Nice to see an overbet there. KZ coming along with 5-4 of spades. Miss Oracle says, would you guys kindly fuck off? I got King 10-0. Beowulf with the 4-bet. I mean, pocket pairs do become real strong the less players you have. King jack flop. 8-7 is gonna take a stab. Ace high will just hit the muck. Could have came along to a turn, but not this time. Queen and a deuce in the muck. KZHH raising it up, getting it through, moving along. Danny with the queen and a 6. What do we do in the small blind? Limp it in. Queen jack suited might go for the raise. There it is. And a fold eventually from Dan. Wow, exciting stuff going on here. 10k main event. I'm thinking about doing the 1k main event. There's not as many known folk, but it still would be fun to see maybe some people I don't know run over the final table, as we've seen with Danny so far. Beowulf is doing a great job. I still like what I'm seeing from Miss Oracle and KZ, of course, with the big stack. Can Mock, not afraid of nothing. 45 bigs. We got a 5-way battle on our hands. Check on the ace turn. Pair kings going for some value here on the river. Let's find a fold. Let's just find it. I wouldn't, I could imagine seeing a call here with the queen, blocking the straight. What if he put in a raise, though? King deuce would be in a pickle. Ace king, or no, ace queen versus queens here. 3-bet from KZ. I think we're just going to go to a flop. With the ace queen, it kind of just feels like a call. 10-8-7. 2 spades. Pot's quite large. 8.5 million out there. Check. Oh, sneaky check. 1-liner to a 9. Danny needs an ace. That's all. 6 million on the turn. Probably not calling that. Miss Oracle 8-10 suited. Beowulf with an ace in the big blind. We've seen some raising. 3-bets are not out of the question. He's just going to play call this time. Pretty fair flop for the ace-6. We'll lead on out an 8-10 in the muck. Very swiftly. Nicely done by Beowulf. Ooh, gets rewarded with queens the very next hand. Gonna get a few blinds off a hand mock. Oh, sneaky call from the big. Oh no, from the small, sorry. King on the flop though. Does Beowulf just know what's gonna happen? Goes check. 5 on the turn. Not surprised to see a lead out from the queens. Trying to get some value from ace-x of diamonds. Ooh, 10 of diamonds on the river. That's horrific for queens. And Mock checks and shows him the bad news. I mean, nicely done by Beowulf just to keep things super small. The bet on the turn is interesting, but still can get some value from weaker hands, so not surprised to see it. Pair of jacks for Cahan. 3 to a straight for KZ. Goes check on the flop. Boo. 4 on the turn. Can Mark bets. KZ folds. Can't do nothing. Nice fold, Mr. Yan. After just a silent final table, that's the first bit of chat. Kahan Mock with top pair says nice fold. I guess he was really expecting a call. Oh, that's funny stuff. KZ with a straight draw to a 9. That's not too appealing. Oh, what am I talking about? 2 million chips. Let's go. Beowulf with top pair. Puts in the 2-bet. Huge pot. 11 million out there. KZ blocks the nuts. We'll just find the fold. Would have been a ridiculous jam, but that would have been fun to see. Ace and a 6 of the same suit. Raising it up for KC. Top pair. Not too bad of a start. Backdoor flush draw. Danny with a gutter to a queen. 6 on the turn. Surely we go for some value with 2 pair. Very big bet. 1.9 in the to about 2.5. Danny has to fold the straight draw. Miss Oracle will get a go with the suited ace. Ace 6 of hearts under the gun. KZ doesn't even come along with King Deuce in the big. Do. Limp pot from the small blind. Miss Oracle says, no way, sir. KZ says, yes way, sir. Good flop for KZ. Miss Oracle wisely checks it back. Big bet from KZ on the turn. We'll get through. KZ raising a king and a 9. And he's getting it through. Kings on the small blind. Ooh. Miss Oracle, a6 suited or a6 off. Doesn't look like it's going to call a 3-bet here. Miss Oracle will teach us a thing or two, though. And the muck it goes. a6 trying again. Danny in the big with the king 3. Just gonna fold. So Miss Oracle 54 bigs can mock pretty well tied up with them. 53. Danny not too far ahead of him with 57. Beowulf just slightly ahead with 60. KZ reestablish a comfortable first place position with 106. Make a middle pair here. Backdoor flush draw gonna be hard to fold. Same for Dan with the bottom pair. Backdoor flush draw. He's even gonna lead out. What do you do with top pair after a lead and a call? Could play raise, but could play call. 9 of diamonds. Scary for everybody. Nobody picks up any extra equity. Top pair might go for a little bit of protection / value. And we see 2 quick folds, so Beowulf takes it down. 67 bigs now. Boom, 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 boom. We got a 3-way tie for third. Holy shit. Boom, 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 boom. So as I was saying, we kind of just seen the chips fly around. Everybody's trading positions. This pot's very crucial. King 6 gonna need to bluff here on the river. Fire away, Miss Oracle. Ace 8, very tiny bet. You might be able to find the call. Nope, Danny says in the muck. Well, nicely done picking that real small size. I thought that might get picked off. Danny, let's go ace 4 under the gun. Miss Oracle staying aggressive on the button there. 9-6 suited. Do. Ace and a 5 for Kahan mock. Beowulf out of the small blind with 2s will just fold. Danny 6-3-0 in the big folds. And the blinds go up. So our shortest stack now 42 bigs. Pay jumps. So about 120k if we lose a player. 12 buy-ins. That's pretty damn big. Do. Not the best flop for ace queen, but it's still go for a little stab with backdoor royal flush draw, and an ace on the turn is good enough. KZ with middle or second pair. What do we do? Not the biggest bet. He could still have some spade draws, or 10-9. Queen 10. You block queen 10, so that's less likely. You have the queen of spades, so that's not good for you. King queen you can't have. Queen 10 you can't have. And another small bet on the river. Fold. KZ does find the fold. Beowulf up to 63 bigs. Pretty crucial pot for them. Each one is going to be very important from here on out. Danny still playing the 8s. Coming along with a call. King 9 in the big blind also comes along. Beowulf with a straight draw and the set draw. 5 or a 6. Miss Oracle needs a king or 9. Danny's 8s are still good. I wonder if either one of the pocket pairs want protection. Danny does. Or sorry. Beowulf ends up saying, I want protection on the turn. 8s make a quick call. Diamonds complete on the river, but it might just go check. Danny will take a nice pot. More chips swinging around. 8s for Beowulf. A6 in the big blind, going for a raise. Okay, dokie. Haven't seen too much of this from Kahan Mok. King high board, could get a pair of 8s out of here eventually. That's a quarter pot size bet. If he calls, that's pretty damn impressive. What do we do on most turns? Jack pairs the board. Queen 10 still out there. Clubs are still out there. Diamonds pick up a flush draw. Kahan Mok with ace 6 says, I think I'm just done with this one. Beowulf, I think you want some protection here. Does put in 6 million chips. Says my 8s are probably good. KZ taking down the blinds. Not going to get this one through. Danny with an ace. Oh, that's the nuts. The nuts. Flopping a flush. Beowulf. I don't know how to say his name, so I'm going to say it wrong a few more times. Beowulf. Queen and a 10. Sees a king on the turn. Open-ended straight draw. We'll take a stab. Get the other queen high to fold. And move along. Miss Oracle defends 8-4 suited here. The 5 of clubs is interesting, but the king and the deuce are pretty stupid. Very small bet from ace 9 here. Oh, and we see a raise from Miss Oracle, making it 3x. Beowulf has a good price to come along, but they just fold the ace 9. Yeah-oh. Nicely done by Miss Oracle. Beowulf has kind of been the most aggressive player, I think. KZ's definitely racing for that. Danny's not far behind. So Miss Oracle says, I'm going to put some aggression on you here with 3 to a straight flush. With a gap in there. Kahan Mok with the better flush draw here. In the big blind, likes this board a little bit more than KZ, but KZ has queen high as well. Double paired board. Double paired board. The queens are gonna play, but do you call with queen high in KZ's shoes? Probably not, right? Queen high can't really call. You can put in a raise. Do it. Put in the raise. What size do you use? Would be a real difficult sizing. 3 million chips is Kahan Mok's bet. He has about 13 million behind. It's hard not to use the all-in size. What else are you gonna make it, like 10 million? Maybe just 3x it? Anyways, KZ folds queen high, no surprise. Miss Oracle takes a big stab on the ace high board in position, picking up a wheel draw. 5 reduced for Miss Oracle. Ace 10 is not going to fold, I don't think. That's a pretty damn big bet. Ace 10 is in a weird spot. We'll make the call. I think 5 give up, but fire it away. You beat some flush draws that miss, so Miss Oracle will just check down the 5s and move along. Pocket 8's the very next hand. Pair of 5s for KZ. No backdoor flush draw. Looks pretty good for Miss Oracle. 4 on the turn. KZ could lead on out here. We'll just check it over though. I think without intention of folding the 5s. Very small bet. Ooh, now you just feel like you're getting milked. Quick check and Miss Oracle will take the 5 million chip pot. 37 bigs for Miss Oracle, slightly ahead of Canmock. Making bottom pair here in a limp pot versus KZ. 6-3-0, doesn't stab on the ace high board, king on the turn. KZ is just giving up. Whoa. Surely we fire river. What the hell are we doing with 6-3 if we don't fire river? Nicely done by Miss Oracle. Just snap off the river bet. Do. Queen and an 8. Raising it up. King high board. Gut shot for Canmock. Facing quarter pot size bet. Probably not folding yet. Jack on the turn. Miss Oracle blocks Queen 10 and 10-8. Interesting hand to bluff with. We'll just check it over. 9 on the river pair in the board. Canmock in a little bit of a pickle with the Queen Jack. Blocking the straight. Could find a call. Hopefully finds a fold, right? We want Miss Oracle to win. Let's get the bluff through. Let's speak it into being. Find the fold. Check on the turn. I'm thinking more of a call though. Seems like a jack will call you on the river. Nice try by Miss Oracle. Unfortunately now we're shorty with 30 bigs. Not too far behind Canmock nor Danny. 1 double up away from Beowulf. KZ slightly 20 big blinds. That's a pretty big lead over Beowulf. So how many chips are in play? We got 92 between the two big stacks. Is that 115 with Canmock? Miss Oracle would make it about 130, about 160 with Danny. Okay. So everybody's still got a long way to go. We still got a long way to go. A lot of chips to throw around. Top pair for Canmock. Stupid deuce. Flush draw for Dan. Check on the flop. 8 on the turn. Pretty big bet from Canmock. Hard to call it off here with a deuce. An ace high. Danny folds and we move along. Aces in the big blind. Are we getting a walk? Fuck's sakes, aces get a walk. Haven't seen aces in a while. Another strong pocket pair though. KZ. Nope, not KZ. Canmock. KZ with king queen. Nope, with king, queen jack. Nope, king jack. Queen's on the flop. My bad. Really fucked my brain up there. We go check on the flop. 6 on the turn. Queen on the river. I don't think KZ's gonna bluff, but he does fire a bet. Okay. Didn't think he was gonna bluff. Canmock quickly sniffs it out. Was ready to call down with the jack. Or jack, sorry. Whoa! Ace king calls from the big? Flop and top pair. Gonna get a little value from the pair 9s here. The board's so dry. What in the world? Call from the big blind? Putting a raise in on the ace-high board? Hard to fold a pair. KZ comes along. Good thing there's no king out there now. Okay, hand mock plays call pre-flop. Out of position. Goes for a check raise and then a bomb on the turn 2. This looks so dang strong. It's like the 3-bet from the big blind makes more sense to me. I'm not saying that that's wrong. It's just I was never expecting that call from the big. And I respect hand mock's game, so it's like that's interesting. Maybe it's because of positional wise. If we're going to be sitting there at about 55 big blinds or something, we're in 3rd place. We don't want to be bloating the pot out of position versus the big stack. They have the chips to play against us. We don't mind just going to a flop, seeing an ace-high board and going for a check raise. Makes playing post-flop a little bit more fun if you got your strong hands in there too. So when you talk out what hand mock's doing, it makes a lot of sense. And he did get a check raise value bet in. That's not too bad. Had KZ had a stronger hand, you're probably gonna get that bet in on the turn and maybe even a river value bet. So if you can go for 3 streets of value with that ace king, maybe he checks on the river if it's a real shitty one. So who knows, right? I'm just speculating that he's getting 3 streets of value. Danny with a pair. KZ with a pair. KZ might want protection more so than Dan. 6 on the turn. 4-5 makes a straight. KZ with a 3 and a jack. Ace on the river. Let's go for value, Dan. 1.8 million to go. He will get a through, and we'll move on along. Danny with a suited ace-7. KZ with a suited king-7. Ooh, putting in the 3-bet from the small blind. That's interesting. Danny is in a weird spot. Does come along, sees an ace-high board, so the spot gets a little less weird. Sees a check, that's some good news. King on the turn. 3 to a royal flush out there. Quite a lot going on. Pretty small bet, about 30%. 10 on the river. 1-liner to a jack. Hearts get there. Danny says, I'll just check it down after getting some value on the turn. Oh, it was a nice value bet there. Miss Oracle trying to limp in 3-8. Can mock. Probably not going to let it happen. Ooh, just kidding. Might even get some more value here. Ace-high board. Ooh, Miss Oracle plays it sneaky. What are we doing? Just check folding. Alrighty, Roo. Sees an ace-high board and escapes all danger. Thought we would have saw a stab or two. But nope. KZ. What in the world? Ace and a 5. King and a queen for Beowulf. Oh, ace-5 in the muck. 25 big blinds. Okay, makes sense. We don't want to face check raises. No, we don't. And I expect these other players to be a little bit aggressive. Or, you know, quite aggressive. Not a little bit aggressive. What the hell am I talking about? Get hand mock. Let's go for 8-3. I don't know why I thought he was going to raise it up. But he does not. Danny going to try to limp in queen 10. KZ says let's go to a turn. Has a straight draw to a 7 and now a straight draw to the 10. Danny needs an 8 or king. Queen would make things interesting. A brick also makes things weird. KZ actually blocks a straight. Danny just with a couple of shitty. Queen 10 will get the job done though. I mean, you may as well just bomb away with queen high. Miss Oracle. 20 big blinds facing a limp with ace 8. What do? We check. Okay. 10 high board. 2 clubs. That doesn't matter. About 2/3 on the flop from KZ. Ace high comes along. Do. Bombs away. About 3/4. Ace 8 in the mark. And we move along. KZ up to 46 bigs. They were once our big stack, but now we see pretty well a 3-way tie. Beowulf on 59. Danny at 56. Kahan Mock probably going to be up a few. Oh, just kidding. 10 high board. This will get in, I think. At some point. I mean, Miss Oracle only has 10 behind. Oh, we do see a check. Oh, and Miss Oracle picks up a few more outs to a 4 or a 9. 2 pair for Kahan Mock. What the heck do we do here? 2.7. Miss Oracle could call or jam. I like jam. There's the jam. Quick jam. Heart. No, Miss Oracle's out of here in 5th. Quite the setup on the turn there. So many outs. Kahan Mock sweats them all. Ace of clubs. That's a brick. Do. So we're 4 ways. Everybody's quite deep. Everybody's got a chance. KZ looking to pick up a few more big blinds here. Making top boat. Danny with 10 high. Playing the board. Could overbet. Let's just talk it into existence. The thing is, if you bet, you're just not going to be betting a million chips. He does go 2.6. I was thinking 5. Big bet on the river from KZ with the boat, and he will get it through, of course. Beowulf with a king and a 9, thinking things over. Putting in the 3-bet. Kahan Mock, our newfound big stack. 7-5, we'll let it go. Do. Pair of 8s for KZ in the small blind. Leading out the turn when the overpair pairs the board. Kahan Mock, ace high will come along. KZ has this one locked up. Might get a little value here from the ace high on the river. Does kind of look like a milky bet from the pair of 8s. Ace deuce does call still. 57 bigs for KZ. Raising the king in the 6, staying nice and aggressive on the button here. Kahan Mock with a7 suited. We'll put in the 3-bet. Alright. Alrighty, Roo. Beowulf with the king and the 7. Pretty darn large bet. What the hell is that? Looks like a 5x or 6x or some shit. Danny with ace 8 comes along. There's 7.3 million chips in the middle. What do we do with king high? Just find the fold. Alright. Alrighty, Roo. We'll keep our eye out for that some more. Queens versus 8s. Danny just calls from the small blind. Jack 10-5 flop. Things are gonna get stupid for 8s. Boop-a-doo-doo. Half pot size bet. Danny comes along. 6 of hearts, bringing in a heart draw. Plenty of straight draws out there. Danny with pocket 8s is blocking them though. Both 8-7 and 8-9. There's still heart draws. King queen. Danny says, I'm done with it. Boop-a-doo-doo. So everybody's above 50 bigs. Danny gonna scoop a few here. 52 now. Pocket deuces in the cutoff. We'll raise it up. Beowulf with the king and the jack in the big blind. Surely we see a flop here. Oh, he's putting in the raise, just kidding. Danny with deuces. Might just fold on. Oh, no, we're going to a flop. Holy shit, look at this setup. Bottom set versus the second nut flush draw. Beowulf continues with the aggressive line. 6 of hearts on the turn. See a 6 of clubs on the river. Something juicy. Beowulf is bombing away. Danny, if he jams, he's just going to take the pot down now. Does this play call ace on the river? Let's see a jam from Beowulf. This would be for all of his stack. Oh, Lord. I guess he's going to have like a 3 million chips left over if Danny calls. He's repping the flush, repping aces. Oh, shit. Danny with bottom set. Hard to fold bottom set here. Does find the call. Beowulf. Oh, no. We loved what we seen from him. Finds the big bluff. Danny making a set. Hard to fold sets, like I said. So just like that, Beowulf's pretty well out of this. Danny up to 103 bigs. Putting in a 3-bet from the big blind with Queen Jack O. KZ with Jack 9. Has to let it go. Is Beowulf down to 4 bigs? That's a shame. They did a great job of picking away at pots. They just had one bad bluff at the end here. And it wasn't even a bad bluff. It was just unfortunate timing. King 7 getting in here. Need some help. Nope, not going to make a pair. Hand mock. Ace high is good. Beowulf out in 4th. I gotta say, so looking at who we had started the final table off with, I'm not surprised to see KZ here. Hand mock came in with, like, I'm pretty sure one of the lower stacks. So it is not based off their caliber, but it's surprising based off the position that they've made it here, sitting here in 2nd place. Danny has shown a great battle. They almost deserve to get rewarded, you know? Top pair for Dan. Coming along to a turn. Plenty of draws out there. KZ with king high. And no equity. Just the king. Needs a king. Putting a lot of pressure on any 9. Pricing out the flush draws. Top pair is not going to fold. Let's see a bomb from KZ. What the hell? Why not? Spades get there. You have a spade. The king of clubs is probably a bad card to have, but fuck it. Just bomb away on the river. Nope. KZ will check it back, and he's down to 30 big blinds. So it's taken us a while to get here, but finally 3-handed, and Danny has established the 1st place. Huge stack. Gonna need to see a couple coolers going KZ's way to see them get back in this thing. They're not afraid to pull the trigger on some bluffs, so the chips will fly around. Queen 7 for Danny here. Trying to buy the pot on the flop. Top pair, top kicker for hand mock. They aren't going anywhere. So Danny not afraid to put some pressure on hand mock. 3 on the river. These cards are not scary at all for king or ace 10. Danny gives up. Beep 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 boo. 89 bigs for Kahan mock. 116 for Dan. 3 of a kind for Kahan. Whoa. Kahan and Dan and KZHH. 2 of those rhyme. It would be a fun heads up battle. Boop a doo. Ba-doop a doo. Do. Queen and an 8 with a straight draw to a jack. KZ with the overcard, backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. 6 of hearts, super interesting. 8-7 makes a straight. Kahan mock with an 8. He does bomb away. Hard to fold the nut flush draw here, but you might be getting priced out of the pot. KZ says no, I'm not. Still with the best of it with ace deuce. Surely we bomb away with 8 queen. Surely, right? You don't really want to have the queen if we're being honest, and the 8 of hearts is an interesting card. Kahan mock will give on up, and KZ will show him the ace high with the flush draw. KZ will scoop the pot. King and a jack, what do we do? We're in the small blind, let's limp it in. Danny with an ace. Oh boy. Queen deuce on the river. Going for some value. Danny went for a thin little value bet here. Do. Pretty big bet. About 6 million into about 20. Not the worst price in the world. Danny does make the call in the end. KZ shows him the bad news. And he's up to 57 bigs. Woot woot. Boom, 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 boom. 9-10 limping it in, taking a stab on a 9 high board, getting it through and moving along. Ooh, Danny wants to see numbers. Can says, ask KZ. KZ says, let's check it out. If we're being honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see them play this out. But if we're being honest as well, $1.1 million for first, $600K for third. Might just chop this up a little bit. There will be a little bit left to play for, probably. $50,000 it is. So after Canmock lost that last pot, KZ gets the opportunity to scoop a few extra $1,000 there. Nice stuff for them. So 50K for first. Still plenty to play for. Playing for the title of the main event. Giving yourself an opportunity to not stress so much about the dollars. Pocket nines going for some value. Danny blocking the nut flush. We'll just let it go. Gahan Mock with 6-6 on the button. We'll raise it on up. KZ defends 8 jack. Queen 10-5 flop. 2 hearts for KZ. Will be interesting to see if KZ comes along drawing to the 9. Has 2 overs to the pair of 6s as well. 5 on the turn, changes nothing. Not the best card for Gahan Mock. He was hoping to get some value from hearts and a pair of 5s on the flop there. Goes check on the river and KZ shows him, what do you know, the bad news. Queen 3. And then KZ calls with 10-2s. It's suited, but really, are we going to a flop with that? Limp pot, Danny 3-5-0, backdoor straight draws. What do we do? Pick up a straight draw, okay. Any deuce or 7. Gahan Mock with queen high, we'll let it go. Big bet on the turn there. Gahan Mock with the jack and the 5, making top pair. KZ with a straight draw to a 10. Leading out the turn, he does block 8-10. 3 on the river changes nothing. Surely we fire with 8 high. Pretty small bet. After checking back the flop, I think we're calling with a pair of jacks, right? Oh, he's even raising. Oh, righty-roo. Wasn't thinking about calling, was thinking about value. That's fun to see. Middle pair for Gahan Mock. Ace high, the backdoor flush draw for KZ. King of clubs on the turn. And another 9 on the river. Wow. Paired board. What do we do with ace high? Face a pot size river bet. Weird stuff, eh? I feel like calling in KZ shoes. Hopefully KZ finds the fold, and they do. Ooh, aces. Aces facing a limp. Put in the raise. Quick fold from Gahan Mock. This will be interesting. Ace and a deuce. Ace and a jack sticks in the 3-bet. Pretty large size. Hand mock still comes along. Ace high board. That's bad news for him. 3-handed. Pair of aces is pretty dang strong. Backdoor nut flush. Queen on the turn. We got some dropouts. Ace, a queen, a king. A deuce is no longer any good. A jack is a dropout as well. Interesting turn. 6 is not the chop we were looking for. Goes check on the river. Danny shows him the bad news. King's in the big, facing a limp. Raising it up, getting it through. Do. 3-3 for hand mock. Probably gonna limp it in. Right back to the limping game. Top pair for Danny. Pair of threes is kind of like, what the hell do I do? Surely not calling a bet, right? No, we gotta move along. 3 playable hands. KZ with best of it in the big blind. Sees a 3-bet from the small blind. KZ rips it on in, and he's gonna take it on down. King and a 10 in the small, limping it in. Hand mock, raising it up. 9-8-8 flop. Backdoor flush draw for both players. King on the turn, giving KZ the lead. Do. A7, what the hell do you do? Really didn't want to see the king on the turn. Club on the river is always fun. Let's see, hand mock, bluff. Blocking 7-10, blocking 7-5, blocking clubs, all in. Ooh, everything went blank. I got scared there. Okay, king 10. What do we do here? We block 10-7. We block clubs. We gotta call off 20 more million into 36. Are you serious, dealer? This is ridiculous. Hand mock. Huge bluff on the river there. Getting it through. Oh, poker stars. King jack going for some value. 5-9 comes along with its backdoors. Queen and a jack for hand mock. King 8 in the big blind comes along. Oh, what a king would do. Not much, eh? We're not going to get to see a turn there, nor a river. KZ, what size is this? 3.5? Interesting stuff. 3.5 out of the small. Putting the pressure on hand mock. Danny with jack 6 will put the 3.5 in from the big. Go into a flop. Queen, deuce. Weird spot for the king 9. Surely it knows there's so much bullshit that Danny can have. Plays call 10 on the turn. Danny blocking draws that would continue, such as ace 6, 10 jack, king jack, jack 9. Weird pot here. Danny will just give up. King 9 is good. Fun blind on blind, queen versus queen. Danny with the best of it with the big stack will just take it down on the flop. Do. Queen jack 3 board goes check 7 on the turn. Can mock with a straight draw to a 5. Nothing doing for KZ. They find the fold. 8 and a 6 in the small blind, going 3x. Danny says, okay, let's go to a flop. Makes top pair. Hand fires away. 10 of clubs, super weird board. One liner to a king. 8 high for hand mock. Pretty small bet. Danny quickly calls. Queen on the river. What the heck? 8 high? Fire away. Very small bet again. Danny finds the fold. Holy shit, nice bluff there from 8 high. Just goes 3 streets, 1, 2, 3, bomb, bomb, bomb. Nope, not bombs, they were tiny. It's just stab, 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 jab, jab, jab. Boop-a-doo-doo, oh, we got clubs, that's no good. Pair of 5s for KZ is good for the time being. Danny has plenty of outs though. 8 on the turn. Goes check, check. No club on the river, that's good news. Danny just sitting there with jack high. Ooh, and miss clubs and he takes a stab. You don't see this too much. Half pot. Will get called by the pair of 5s? Holy shit, nice call by Dan. Or KZ. Can hand mock in the big. 3-bet the ace jack and get it on through. Aces. Let's go to a flop. Jack 10 7. No clubs for Dan. He's gonna have to fold. Big bet too. Ace and a 7. We'll go with 3.5 size. Pretty darn good flop for KZ. Bottom pair with the flush draw. We'll take a stab, try to clean up this equity. Even if you get called by ace high, that's fine. Do-ga-do-do. 3.5 out of the small blind from KZ's 9-8 suited. We'll get it done. 10-3 suited. Okie dokie. As we're almost tied up 3 ways. Playing 65 big blinds deep. Hand mock takes queen 8 and rips it. Nope, not rips it. 3-bets it. My bad. Gets it through. Anyway, so KZ. Bottom pair and a flush draw. This is a weird one. Small bet will just call. Top 2 for Gahan mock. What the heck, dealer? Quite the setup here. King of hearts on the river. This will go check, check. Nice big pot there for KZ. Danny gets no action with queens. That's a shame. KZ back in first place. Not surprised to see it. Did take a little bit of a setup for them to get there though. Nothing Gahan mock can do differently with the top 2 pair. Just a shitty river for him. 7 high, eh? Putting some pressure on the old pair of kings. Diamonds complete. Jack 10 misses, Queen Jack misses, Queen 10 misses, 6-7 misses, 8-7 misses. Plenty of misses. The 6 isn't the best card, but you do unblock quite a few bluffs. Can Mock says he needs a break. I suppose they were trying to just keep playing. Top pair for Gahan Mock. Middle pair for KZ. Goes check check on the flop. KZ going for some protection. We'll face a raise. Wow, not expecting that. Goes check check on the river. Gahan Mock will show him the old pair of queens after slow playing it on the flop. Quite surprising, but getting some good value on the turn there. Deuces get called. KZ makes a pair. Overbet, holy shit. Alrighty, that'll work. KZ with a pair of 10s here. Call in base or facing a raise from Dan. King on the river. Goes check check on the turn, eh? KZ playing this one very sneakily. Danny with nothing going on has to let it go. Pocket 10s for Gahan Mock in the big. We'll put in the 3-bet. And a quick fold from 9-10. Deuce and a 5. We could see some action here. Not enough clubs just quite yet. 10-8 floats. There's a club. That'll do. Gahan Mock with a straight draw with the club draw. Fires away overbet. We just priced Danny right on out of the pot. Danny did float with 10 high. Comes along to the river. Oh, what a fucking horrific river. At least it's a paired board. Right? Overbet. Quick call from Dan. Dang, that's a huge pot. Just a real bad run out there for Cahan Mock. Danny gets rewarded. He did float correctly tight twice with 10-8 suited, you know? He almost deserves a club on the river. And they were overbets. Like, just impressive shit. KZ with a king and the 7. Danny with an 8 and a 7. Drawing to a 9. 8 would also help. Sticks in the raise. The raise will get the fold. So I guess the aggression also works. Danny with 102 bigs. Looks like they're going to start putting Cahan Mock in a pickle. Same with KZ, the 2 shorter stacks. Danny starting with a raise with their 3 of a kind. Cahan Mock with the backdoor flush draw says, I'll just call with his 3 of a kind. Boat for both players. That's fun. They do lose to King Queen or pocket 5s. Don't think we're ever folding a king high boat here. Yeah, just a quick raise and call from Cahan Mock. Danny with pocket 9s out of position. Gonna be in a weird spot. 10 on the turn. Will lead on out 4 million chips. Ace 6 comes along. 14 million chips out there. Ace high. Hearts complete. Hard for him to have a 10, eh? Was a thin value bet from the pair 9s there, but ace high isn't going to call this time. Maybe a pair would. King and an 8 for KZ. Cahan Mock picking up a flush draw. This is silly. Top and bottom pair for KZ's king 8. Poker Stars is the type to put a heart out on the river. And maybe even the 8 of hearts. Nope, not this time. 5 high, checks it down. 34 bigs left for Cahan Mock. Jack 10 suited, looking to get a few more back. Ace high board with the spade draw. Looks like Cahan Mock's pot. He's going to win that one a lot. 10-10 in the small blind. Putting in the 3-bet. Danny had a fair price, but King 7 is not that good. A6 in the muck. 9-7 comes along in the big blind. Jack 3 deuce flop. King on the turn. KZ looking for a 6, a 4, a 5. Just a bet. We'll take it anyways on the turn there. And I don't know why I didn't think that it would. Once you can see what they have, things get tricky after a while. Because you're like, well, hey, you've got 9-7. You may as well just call. You're beating your opponent. How didn't you know that? Jacks for Cahan Mock. Raising it up. 10 jack coming along in the big blind. 3 to a straight. Very small bet, but still says I'll just move along. Looks like Cahan Mock should have a straight draw, but they don't. 2 overs looking pretty shitty for them. 33 big still hanging in there. Looks like they're yawning. Not getting the best cards, not getting a good run out. The Norwegian got the best of me. Couldn't help my Scandinavian craziness, that's funny. King for KZ. Puts in the 3-bet. Ace and a king in the big blind. 9-10 suited. Could be a 4-betting hand, but we'll just play call. Oops, I counted the bets wrong, I think. I think KZ limped. Can Mock went for the raise, so that'd be the 2-bet. KZ could 3-bet the 9-10 suited if he thinks Can Mock is getting a little bit too aggressive there. Drawing to a jack. Pretty bad board for the 9-10 hearts. Easy fold on the turn. Danny coming along with an ace and a 9. Queen 7 comes along in the big 2. Pair of 10s. We'll take it on the flop for Can Mock though. Couple of 9 highs. 3x from the small blind. Can Mock calls. King 5-3 flop. Nobody has any spades. Queen on the turn. Whoever wants it can take it. 6 on the river. If this shows down, 9-8 is good. You can't really hero call with 9-8. That would be one hell of a hero call when he has 9-7. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. Jack 9. We'll go for the 3-bet out of the small blind. 8s for KZ. Could rip it in. Could call. King 6-4 flop. Very small bet. About a 1/5 of the pot on the flop. Ace of diamonds is a good card for what Can Mock would perceivably have. They bet just super small again. Danny says, Yeah, no kidding, right? What are you betting 1/5 the pot with? Danny's sticking in a raise here from the small with Queen 10. I want to see a call from Can Mock. Do it again. No, he's all in. Says Danny. Danny's a non-believer. This is kind of fun to see. He's not in hand at all. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. I remember there was this one time when I first started playing, and I don't even remember what I had. I just remember us facing a big bet on the river. It was within the first year of me playing poker, and somebody says, "This guy's bluffing." And it's just funny to see. It's like you're like thinking things through, and I'm scared shitless because I'm just a beginner at poker, so I'm like, oh, he's got the freaking nizzles, scared of all the monsters. And then when somebody said this guy's bluffing, I was like, what the fuck? It threw me through a loop. If I wasn't already confused about the hand, I surely was after somebody had interjected their thoughts. That's pretty much what Danny did right there. King deuce with a straight draw. Can Mock. Very open about his alcohol intake. Thankfully for Can Mock, he's letting us know where everybody's from. That's kind of cool. Pocket fives. Go for a min raise. Danny with King 6-0. This has been a nice aggressive battle from Dan. Fives come along to a flop. Ace 4 deuce. Not the worst for fives. Very small bet. 9 of clubs. Scary for both players. Danny slows down. Danny's been just the most interesting player to watch. Lots of aggression, but then slows down appropriately too. Flush is complete on the turn there. Way too scary of a spot for Dan to continue firing, even if KZ only has pocket fives. KZ up to 53 bigs after that one. And again, we're almost at a 3-way tie. Can Mock with a slight advantage with 69 big blinds. 7-3 suited with a flush draw. KZ with the best of it for the time being. Both players with the open-ended straight draw to a 5 or 10. Not gonna get 7-3 to fold. Could bomb away. I just wonder what like 8 million chips would do to Danny. So Danny's draw completely whiffs. KZ makes top pair and is gonna quickly call on the river. Just unfortunate timing there from Danny. The one spot so far that he picked where he was wrong. Whoa, calling the big raise with the 410 here. Turning a flush draw. What the freak is going on? See a very small bet. I mean about half pot. 5 on the river. Goes check check and queen jack wins the pot. Wow. 6-9 of hearts, the nut suit for KZ. Pocket 7s for Dan. Top pair on the 9-8-5 deuce. Ooh, 5's on the turn, my bad. On the deuce. 8-9 deuce flop. KZ checks. Straight draw to the 6 for Danny will lead on out. And he even puts in the 2-bet. KZ that is, on the turn. 7s come along. Spades get there on the river. It goes check check. 18 million chips for KZ. Up to 77 mil. Ace king here. Gonna put in a 3-bet. Cahan mock with queen jack. Suited, we'll just fold. 10-9. Or sorry, 2-9. Thinking about it. We'll find the fold in the big blind. Danny down to 28 bigs. Pair of 7s for KZ. Wheel draw and ace high for Cahan. 12 million chips out there. Half pot bet. Ace high might pay. Diamonds miss. 4-5 misses. 6-4. 8-9. Plenty of draws that miss there. Not surprised to see the ace high call it down. Jacks for KZ. Danny 2-3 suited. Let's go in the big. Ace jack in the big for KZ. Open-ended straight draw for the 5-6 of clubs. Can't fold with the ace of hearts on the flop. Picking up a straight draw to the 10. Blocking the nizzles with the ace of hearts. Real hard to fold. It's a pretty small bet. 4 of hearts on the river. 6 high over in Cahan mock shoes. In position with all the aggressive leads. Wouldn't be surprised to see a raise here. 6 million. The board is paired, so KZ might not raise. Maybe he does still. We're going to figure it out real soon, aren't we? 24 million to go. 6 high hits the muck. So that was a huge pot there. Can Mock's bluff doesn't get through. Danny had an unfortunate bluff at some point. KZ picking them off. 122 big blinds. 109 million chips in play. Only has right around 55 left to go. Ace queen putting in a raise, facing the limp. 9-8-3 flop. King on the turn. After it goes check check. Lots of draws out there. Queen jack. What do? We check it over. Drawing to a 10. A jack would have worked, but a 3 will not do. Let's see. I wanted to see a bluff from the queen jack. Like, what does ace queen do? Put it in a pickle. Ooh, here's a freaking setup. Ace king versus 9. It's just gonna be a big ol' flip. All in. 9 on the flop. That will do. No straight outs for Cahan mock. He's down to 4 bigs and he's got aces. This will get in. Sweat the king and 10. Nope, just kidding. Alright, that was a horrific little ending there for Cahan mock. Looking to get the main event title, looking to get the extra 50k on top of their score. Not gonna happen this time. So we got a pretty deep heads-up battle. As KZ makes the nut flush on the river. 4 to a royal, that was kind of cool. Danny with top pair. 57 big, should get a few back here. Pair 10s for KZ, might slow him down. 6 on the river. That's 2 pair for Dan. What bluffs on the river here? Good luck calling with a 10. Some ace high, king high, randomly. Whoa, and 10s go for a check raise. Interesting stuff. Or not check raise. Just a re-raise. My bad. Danny with bottom set. Second last. Second bottom pair. Not second last. Pair of 8s for KZ just folds on the turn. Do. Both players with the pair again. Goes check on the ace queen deuce flop. 3 on the river, giving Dan the lead. Hard to fold the pair of queens here after checking it down. Ace and a jack puts in the 3-bet. Jack 4 comes along, both players drawing to the 8. No diamonds for Danny. He might just find a fold at some point. This is a huge bet. 10 million chips into 14. So Danny does just find the fold. Boo. 10 deuce, eh? 10 and a deuce. Raising on the button. 8-5-4 flop. We'll check it back. Firing on the turn. Very small. 10 on the river. Pretty rude, poker stars. Danny comes along with king jack, and he's not gonna pay it off here. 9-5. What the heck? Going for a raise, taking it down, moving all along. Ace 8-7 flop, straight draw and flush draw for Dan will do. Again, both players with a pair. Poker Stars is trying to get this set up. Trying to make this heads up battle stop real soon. Top 2 for KZ. Overbet on the turn. Danny quickly folds 6-5. Meow. 8 deuce suited. Faces a 3-bet from the king jack, and that gets through. Queen 7 coming along to a flop for KZ. And sees bottom pair, ace high board, turning 3 of a kind. Alright, not too bad. Let's a lead on out, KZ says. 1/3 the pot. Ooh, and then he checks on the king river. Danny checks his ace and sees the old boat. That's no fun. Pair of 2s versus a pair of 10s. Silly stuff. King pairs the board on the river. Both players got to feel at least a little comfy with their hand. Hard to fold a pair here. KZ does call. No surprise. Pair of jacks. They're gonna be in a weird spot here. Danny could fire away, blocking queen 10, blocking the flush. I want to see it get through. Heads up, jacks can make a call, I think. Even puts in a raise. Okay, turns his hand into a bluff. Interesting. Rep the flush, rep the 2 pairs. Wowie wee wah. I wonder, like, surely that's for a bluff, right? Can't imagine he's going for some value versus a weaker pair. 8 or 7 or something? Like, what the hell? Anyways. KZ making a straight on the turn. We'll get it through. Meow, 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 meow. Pair of 3s. We'll take it down on the flop for Dan. KZ this time with the pair of 3s. We'll check it back on the flop. Checking it all the way down. Ace 9. Goes for a little value here and sees the bad news. KZ with the pair of 5s. What do? We check it out of position. Danny with some backdoor cards. A 9's one of them. Looking for a 10 or a 6. KZ finds a fold with a pair of 5s with the ace kicker. 3 and a 5. Sees an ace high board. We'll stab and take it. Stabby. And now it's mine. KZ leads on out on the king king 3 flop. Okay. 6 on the turn. What the hell do we do? Are we going to get ace high to fold? He continues to tell the story. Makes no sense. Ace high continues. And another small bet, 1/3 pot after betting half pot on the turn. Well, doesn't this just look like you're getting milked? Danny folds the ace high on the river. No surprise there, but imagine he makes the call. What an interesting bluff on the paired board. Leading on out. Wow. What the hey? Pair of jacks for KZ. Turning a flush draw. Things couldn't get much better. Do. Danny folds his straight draw and the 2 overs to the jack. Do. Pair of deuces coming along. 10-9 with no equity, but he does make a pair on the river, giving him the lead. Goes for a little bit of value, and he gets it. Nice. Danny hanging in there. 4s can rip. 37 bigs. Uh-oh, kings. That's no fun. Danny's played call quite wide. Not afraid to go to the flop, even facing some pre-flop aggression, but this time escapes all danger. 3 to a straight flush. That's fun for KZ. 3 of a kind for Danny. Just 9 high. We'll check it down. Blocking 7-5 could bomb away the river. No, nice just give up by KZ. 3.5x facing a limp. Puts in a 3rd pot size bet on the flop and gets it through. Pocket kings, eh? Danny puts in the 3 bet. Just a call from king king. Nicely done, giving Danny all the room to fire away. He does continue to tell the story. 1/3 on the flop. Picks up a pair of 5, so we could slow down. Put a king out there, dealer. Just make things interesting. Danny's in a weird spot. He only blocks 5-6 pocket kings, king queen. A 3-bet pot. He jams the pair of 5s. Isn't gonna make it on the river. KZ will get the full score. I don't think these are right. I'll quickly go back to see what they chopped it up for. So Danny sticks it in with the pair of kings. That's kind of there's the pair of 5s with the king kicker. That's interesting. Kind of just says maybe I don't think you have any pair. Oh shit. We went to a new table. Move it along. Get back. Where did they chop it up? Right there. So Danny takes down 900k, KZ with 830. Can mock just under 800k, KZ 870. Well, that's quite the score for a 10k buy-in. Some 87 buy-ins. Get an opportunity to play a whole bunch more tournaments. We'll see where KZ started things off with. Our huge stack. Same with Dan. And Gahan Mock. So, yeah, they did a good job of just battling it out. And even our other players, like, they didn't go out easy. That's probably why it took 2.5 hours to get through it all. Everybody was holding on to their chips very tightly. No surprise with so much money at stake. But nicely done by KZHH. Come in with a big stack and find a way to get the job done. Can't always do that. Cards always can be rude to you. So it takes more than just your aggression to get the job done. Nicely done, KZ.